Arigatou gozaimasu!
Hi everyone and welcome to the Russell Crowe episode of whatever the fuck this podcast is. We're finally unhinged.
Oh, Russell Crowe's unhinged. Jesus Christ.
Hello, it's me, special guest Milo Crown, here to record a very special episode of the Meta-MORB-phosis.
We got him. We got Milo on here.
Wow. So excited to have you here, Milo Lucian Morbius.
He doesn't have a surname.
He knows Morbius. He gets adopted.
Yeah, I was adopted in Greece.
Cam is doing a visual bit now where he's gotten a can of Milo.
Damn, it's too full of the audio bit. Well, I tried.
Yeah, so today's episode 6. We are going to be watching 6 Morbii.
I hope you like the movie.
It will bring our total Morbiuses up to a cool 21. We'll be able to drink after this one.
Yeah.
I say that looking at the can of Emu Export in Merlin's hand right now.
Never too early.
To those at home who haven't watched Morbius, that's a funny Morbius joke. I have to say that every time we make one because we cannot assume that the audience has watched Morbius.
Not only can we not assume that, we should not assume that.
Yeah, I don't know. We just have all of these exports in the fridge and I'm just trying to get rid of them.
This keeps happening. I'm sorry.
I'm doing my part.
Well, that's probably good. We can go, right? We've done the intro.
You know what it is. It's episode 6. You've listened to 5 of these already.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching
God help
Morbius.
your mortal soul.
This morning we had our first Morbius-based argument.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Oh yeah, I didn't go through the unhinged bit.
Yeah, we're Russell Crowe's unhinged. We had our first real life fraying of our personal relationships due to Morbius. Everything's okay now, but damn, it was a thing for a moment.
No, actually, I think we should really rehash out this argument.
We should really air our dirty laundry on the podcast.
No, yeah, Merlin and I just finished having a breakdown about it with each other, and then Jack walks down, and we're just like, Jack, we have to think about this harder. And Jack's like, oh god.
It turns out that watching Morbius 500 times in a month is an undertaking.
Yeah, we have to really think about it. Not.
As it turns out, scheduling's really... I don't know if you guys have ever filled out a when is good, but scheduling's still really difficult.
But fear not, loyal listeners. We will endeavour to forge boldly onward into this journey that no one asked us to do.
No one asked, no one wanted, and no one needs. The Morbius experience.
The Morbius don't ask, don't tell experience.
That is how they treat gayness in Morbius.
It is. Nobody asks Milo if he is some kind of homosexual man, but we know.
We know.
We know.
You see what happens in the movie and you start rooting for it and you go, we need Morbius.
Yeah, we do.
To stop the evil.
We need Morbius to stop the evil, that's for sure.
Alright, how do we feel about this, Morb?
6.
6 is the first time that we're getting close to gibbering.
Yeah.
It's too rhythmic still. We needed to do a worse job. It's too comprehensively 6 things. And sure, it makes it a nightmare to follow, but you can tell what it is.
I don't think we need to do anything. I think this will simply get more crazy over time.
Mm-hmm. It will get more crazy over time. As will we.
Oh yeah, no, we're falling apart. I'm just sort of randomly quoting lines as they come into my head. For one point during this run through, I was in the kitchen making lunch, and I was just able to completely get excited for bits in the scene that I was not seeing.
It's not just bits in the scene, it's guy with green headphones.
Yeah, look, I knew based on when I stood up and then was in the kitchen for 10 minutes, and then I just sort of declared from the kitchen with my back to the screen, oh boy, it's guy with green headphones.
Yeah,
Again,
and you were right. He was center frame when you did that.
Not a guy with lines, not a guy who interacts with anything. He's just an extra.
Not a guy that I consciously noticed was there until watched through 8.
He's he's one of our list of fucking Where's Waldo style, spot all of the side characters. It's green headphones guy, it's short bicycle guy.
Well, who the fuck are you? Where's Waldo? Get out of here.
It's true, his name is Wally.
It's
His
true,
name's
it
Wally.
is. But you know what? I'm stupid all the time.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Yeah.
Well, then fucking leave it alone. I'm gonna call things the wrong name.
No.
But yeah, who are the other fucking minor characters we've got? We got Bench Couple.
You got bench couple, you got the paramedics.
Oh, the paramedics. No, those guys are so good.
Yeah, you've got money counterfeiters.
Yeah.
No, those guys have like real lines.
That guy had
Even
so many
paramedics have more
pinkies.
Yeah.
lines than they should.
Jason. You've
Jason
got
counts.
VR monster attack guy.
Daily Bugle salesman, maybe?
Yeah.
No, he again like too important.
Oh, the
Green
bitch
headphones
that
and
has to
white
get out of
guy.
the way. in the subway scene.
No, that's good. That's not bad.
She's
Again,
one.
even then, too focal, right?
They refer
Short,
to her.
short bike guy, he's just there. Green headphones, he's just on screen.
Yeah, whereas the bitch at least has one stage direction, which is get out of the way.
I'm talking like other people in the audience of like the fucking Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prize. That's
Yeah.
what it's
King
called
of
in this
Sweden.
movie.
Yeah. Queen of Sweden. The entire scientific community.
And all of Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Bat 5.
Any of those like random mercs from Costa Rica.
God, I'm just thinking about the bat beam now.
Oh, the
Every
man with the
time.
bushcrafter.
Yeah. Tell us about the bat beam, Cam.
Well, I think I mentioned this last night. No, I wasn't in last night. The bat beam. He just points his hand out after summoning the bats at the end. Like he has them swirling around him, generating power for a second. Then he sticks his hand out, and the bats all travel along the arm and down in a literal beam of bats. And they just sort of bonk into Matt Smith, who, despite being horrifically superpowered, gets like knocked back by these bats pretty hard and is like forced to the ground. At which point,
Well, to be
Morbius
fair,
just gets him.
the beam is composed of like thousands of bats, and Milo's like,
I would say
"Wah."
hundreds in the time frame that the bats knock him down. Like, it's not enough bats to do that, right?
I don't know.
I reckon like a braced regular human could have fucking dealt with the bats in that number, because the bats also like hit him soft enough to fly away.
Yeah,
They're not
but
like they're not pushing him; they're just bumping him.
I don't know. It's pretty
I reckon-
unnerving to be hit with hundreds of bats. I feel like your mental constitution would falter.
Sure, but when you're already dealing with more, he was about to tackle into the bats. He was ready.
So what do you think the difference is between Morbius and Lucian?
Bats ways.
That the bats obey Morbius but do not obey Lucian.
They always did.
See, the bats think of Michael as their brother, but Milo's never been to Costa Rica, so theoretically he's never unlocked this sort of like bat buff, this sort of aura of all bats around
But
you
like
will
again,
obey
even
you.
even in the Costa Rica scene, at the very first scene of the movie, before anything else weird happens, he just like cuts his hand and attracts the bats, but they don't bother him. And it's like the goons with him are all like, "Oh, those bats are dangerous. I want to be out of here before dusk." And he's like, "No, it's cool. I'm gonna get attacked by 500 bats, and it's okay."
The special Costa Rica vampire bats are completely unrelated to the New York City sewer bats.
No, it's the same guys.
Okay.
I did say at the end of the first one, like, it would have been better bookended if he just got those bats out of the sewer in the first place.
Yes.
But they wouldn't be the vampire bats
No,
with
if
the
they
special
were
coagulant.
New York City vampire bats in the sewers. I think that would have been a cool setting element to add.
That's terrifying. I think that the bats in New York City are inherently sex negative, and they don't like that Milo has sex. They don't like his flamboyant nature.
I feel like this is the one where I've been the most stupid after the Morbinin, because for a second I thought you were implying that the bats just didn't have any sex characteristics.
I am
We gave them the test.
I am dangerously close to.
Can you feel it?
I am not.
Oh, we're getting into the point where we do just quote Morbius now by accident, or like
I
as a
am.
bit.
I am dangerously close to suggesting some kind of vampire bat AIDS crisis reading. Which is why the vampire bats that drink the blood don't like Milo, because Milo is gay. And there's something to that, and I don't want to get into it.
No, it's not. We need to develop that one to the point where it's not fucked up just as
Yeah.
a concept.
To do that reading, just go and watch Fight Club, and
It's
then
true.
come back.
You watch Morbius, then Fight Club, then Morbius.
Then Morbius, then Morbius, then Morbius,
Then Morbius.
then Morbius.
Then another Fight Club.
If you
Then
want.
Morbius. Then Morbius.
This is the canon endorsed screening order.
The machete order.
The Bushcrafter order.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Ooh.
Nice.
So briefly, I want to talk about the director of photography for this movie, Oliver Wood.
He would.
So you remember how I said that I could tell that Oliver Wood was really good at his job?
Yes.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh.
Die Hard 2. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Face Off.
Face Off.
The Bourne Identity. Freaky Friday. Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
my god, Oliver Wood thinks Coolsville sucks.
Yeah, fucking star-studded repertoire. This man can shoot a movie.
Who was the other guy that you mentioned that had like a star-studded?
Really?
Was it the editor?
Yeah, no, it was Pietro Scalia who threw this movie in the bin.
Like, the people that made this movie are good at making movies.
Yes. Daniel Espinosa doesn't have, like, a very big, like, filmography, but, like, I looked at it. He's worked with, like, Ryan Reynolds and shit.
And like, Jared Leto's okay in this. Matt
Yeah.
Smith is wonderful in this.
He's having
Yeah.
so much fun. The problem at all points is the writing, right? They didn't have time to sit in a room and go, does this make any fucking sense? And if they did, they didn't care.
Next episode, we need to interrogate the screenwriter, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
This
yeah,
was
I
not
can...
written by people
yeah.
who gave a shit about the movie.
Because, yeah, the editing, fine, apparently, until the point where it's just bad.
1/3. 1/3 is the, like, proportion of good movie to bad movie.
Do we have any final thoughts? Or...
Do we have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm so tired, man.
I'm hungry.
These are just general thoughts,
What-
not
what-
about Morbius.
It's Morbius-induced hunger. I'm feeling the hunger like he does.
There's no food in this movie. Does that
There's
seem
flaming
weird
hot
to you?
Cheetos.
There's one bag of flaming hot Cheetos in the counterfeiter's
They're
lab.
never on.
Right.
It's one of the
Oh, there is product placement in the movie, and it's the flaming hot Cheetos
No.
that you never see.
No, it's not even that. It's the giant Monster Energy logo in the bodega.
He has a coffee when he's with
That's not
Dr.
product
Bancroft in the
Yeah,
cafe.
it's
but like
coffee
these are
food.
foods.
Yeah.
And then I think that's about it.
Do we
Yeah.
actually see the flaming hot Cheetos on screen, or
No.
are they just mentioned?
No.
Yeah, so like, there's no.
Yeah, no one eats in this movie.
We
It's
see him
all
eat
blood.
He just like scorfs those fuckers down. Like, imagine if you really just hated Capri Suns violently, but you loved the taste.
Yeah, he like horfs down a hole like blood.
A couple of them.
A whole blood.
There's no blood in this movie as well. This is a fucking sad, bloodless like movie, and it's disappointing. It was meant to be rated MA, surely, but like they were like, nah, let's make it barely M.
You know what? Let's just make this G and have done with it.
And have done with it.
Have done.
And I'm have done with this episode. So let's get out of here.